All right.
When you're ready.
Okay. In the Cage MMA, T-Mac here, joined now by Daniel Gallemore. Daniel, you're here for the Bellator weigh-ins. How did the weight cut go for this fight?
I didn't actually have to cut any weight. Quite a bit slimmer than I was before. I went to grudge the last 2 weeks. I think I lost 5 or 6 pounds in the last 2 weeks. Just cardio and elevation and dieting.
You went to grudge. Tell us a little bit about how the experience went at grudge.
They didn't play nice with me. I was in the cage doing a little mini gauntlet 4 hours after I touched down.
Really? So they put you right to the fire, huh?
Ran Red Rocks a little bit.
And then who was some of the guys out there? Because Grudge is known a lot for the UFC fighters that they have at their gym. Who was the type of guys you were working with?
British Rob was out there. Todd Duffy was out there. There's a couple of smaller guys. I also don't remember their names.
Right.
I worked out there with Bobby Lashley when I was out there.
Oh, you went to ATT altitude as well?
Yeah, also.
Okay.
That was the majority of the heavyweights. Nate Marquardt, actually. I grappled with him. Elliot Marshall, Amal Easton.
Right. Now, that experience with all those top-level guys in the UFC, how do you think that affected your fight game since your last fight?
Hopefully it helped a lot. Going in there and held my own, and my cardio definitely improved. Definitely. My recovery times was a lot better. I learned quite a bit. Got to work with those guys at that level, which really helps.
Now, this is going to be your second fight. Your first fight was for Titan and on national TV, making your pro debut. Now you're going to be again fighting for another big promotion. Do you feel any added pressure fighting for these big companies in the sense of you're not starting regionally and just fighting local shows to kind of get some experience? You're jumping right in there to a Bellator, to a Titan. Do you feel any added pressure going into your fights?
A little, but it's an honor. I mean, I kind of somewhat expected to be at a higher level because of my amateur record and whatnot. I was an amateur. I mean, it is a little more pressure. It takes a little more composure just because you're on the big shows, like you said. Little nerves playing as a factor. But it's just another fight.
Right. Now, your last fight was your pro debut. It was against Alex Huddleston. You lost a decision, and then since that fight, you just said how you went to grudge. How do you feel you've changed those since that last fight? Has there been any area where you felt like I've improved more in stand-up or wrestling or cardio or something like that?
I think I've improved as far as techniques go, pretty well rounded. Improved a little bit in all aspects. My conditioning is a lot better for this fight, just because I went to grudge and I took time off work.
Right.
And I went through the steps I needed to, watched my diet and everything else. I wasn't getting stuck at work all the time.
Right.
I was in the gym 3 or 4 hours every day almost at 5,200 to 5,800 feet.
So the altitude definitely will help your cardio come back to Kansas City fighting again.
It made a big difference. Yeah. I'm told it takes 3 to 5 days to acclimate back to where you're at before. And tomorrow will be my 2.5 days back.
So you're still kind of at the altitude.
Yeah, I've done a little playing around myself to see if it affected me or not.
Right.
Getting winded is a challenge now.
So that's good, good. Now, tomorrow night, who will you be fighting, and what do you really know about your opponent?
I'll be fighting a guy named Derek Ruffin. He's from Kansas City. He's a little shorter. I think he's probably quite a bit stronger. He's a brown belt in jiu-jitsu. He didn't quite have the reach. It's kind of a wild card because he hasn't fought in a long time. He's fought some really tough opponents though.
Yeah.
So, he's worked with some tough guys too.
Right. Yeah, his experience is probably at a different level as far as as many fights as he's had compared to you. But how do you feel you match up in this fight?
I think it should be pretty good. Hopefully my wrestling nullifies the takedowns and it's a banger.
Good. And then, we've been asking everyone today, do you have any bold prediction for your fight? Just wherever the fight goes?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, this is T-Mac with Daniel Gallemore for In the Cage MMA.